So this is the Ultraview. It's the first one that they had come out. This is in a heavy metal. It's the brass. The one thing I like about it is the fit. The one thing I don't like about it is the click. It is a very loud click and sometimes causes me to flinch a little bit. So I'll zoom in on the shot and show you what it looks like. When using a hinge release, there is no trigger mechanism. You hold and continue to hold and pull through the shot and slowly relax your hand as you pull to the rear, which causes the release to pivot and release the string. All right, the next one I'm going to show you is the Truball HBC. This one here I do like a lot. It's nice and short. It fits good in my hand, and the click isn't too bad. It's a little bit louder, but it doesn't make me flinch as much. So we'll zoom in and show you what this one looks like. The next one I'm going to show you is the stand. I believe it's the jet black, and this is the heavy metal. This one here is probably my favorite. The only thing, the reason I don't like it right now is my draw length is just a touch long, and the head on it is a little bit longer than I'd like. It's nice and smooth. The click is very soft, and I do not flinch when I use that one. And we'll zoom in and show you what this one looks like. And then the last one I'm going to show you is my go-to hunting release. It is the Carter First Choice. The biggest thing I like about it is when I'm sitting in the tree stand, it actually, I can just clip it right onto the bow and it'll hang there like that. As far as the shooting of it, I'm not going to say it's not accurate, but the hinge is definitely a better design. You get a better shot, but the reason I use this is just because I want to be able to leave my release on there and not try to put the release on as the deer's coming in. So we'll zoom in and show you what this one looks like. Biggest thing is you want to make sure you wrap your finger around, your thumb around it, and you pull with your ring finger and middle finger, and then continue to pull back on the bow. And you don't use your thumb to pull the trigger, you just hold your thumb there. So those are a few of the ones that I have. I might dig out a couple other releases to show you also. This is a close-up view of the releases that you just saw in the video. The first one is the Ultraview hinge. This is the first model they came out with. This is also the brass, it's the heavy one. I definitely like a heavier release in my hand. Again, these are all, the first three here are hinge releases. The next one is the Truball HBC. This is kind of my second favorite right now, but this is the one I'm using all the time. This one here is the Stan Jet Black Heavy Metal. This is my favorite release as far as the design and the click. The click is a nice subtle click and it's very smooth. And the only difference between these is the positioning of the head. And pretty much this one here, the reason I'm using this one is the head length is just a little bit shorter on the Truball, And where my draw length is set right now, I can't go any shorter. So I've moved over to the Truball, and I plan at some point to get a new bow where I can shorten my draw length just a touch and be able to go back to the stand. Again, it's very smooth in the release. And then this is my go-to hunting release. It's the Carter First Choice. I like it for hunting because it's a simple push the button, lock it on the string, and then I can just leave it hanging on the string while I'm sitting in the tree stand. Biggest thing with the thumb button releases is you need to understand how they operate. When you put your thumb around the barrel, you don't pull the trigger with your thumb. As you're holding and pulling through your shot, you're relaxing your hand and you're pulling back, which causes your hand to rotate. Obviously I can't do it here because I don't have it hooked onto a string, but your thumb should never move, and it's the movement of your hand, which you just saw my thumb move, because again it's not attached to a string. It's the movement of your hand as you're pulling backward to get the release to go off. So the biggest reason you don't want to be pushing on the thumb button as far as your trigger mechanism and to make it fire, it's going to create target panic, and your shot is not going to be as smooth. For target archery, I'm using the hinges because I just get a much better release, smoother release, and then it does eliminate any type of the target panic that you do get. Like I said in the video here, this one here, when it goes across the click, it's very loud, which, you know, I've recorded several of my shots and it causes me to blink from the click. It's so loud you can really feel it in the release. This one's a little less with the click, and then again this one here is very smooth. So that's just a very broad overview of the few releases that I do use. Again, for hunting, I'm using the First Choice just for the ease of putting it on the string, leaving it on the string, and I don't have to try and get a hook into my D-loop when a deer's coming in.